Whoa! Hey guys, it's me, Matty. It's been a while. Yeah, we let Chad Kroger take over the channel for a couple of months, and man, did he do a spectacular job. 5,000 new subs in the last week. Bravo, Chad. But hey, I'm back, the star of the show, and hopefully you still recognize me despite the different hair. Yeah, I'll be in the thumbnails from now on, so it's good to be back. I had a nice break. I've recharged my batteries, and today we're going back to basics. We're talking about Bethesda and how they've quietly been making a lot of big moves. Some that may excite you, some that I imagine will at least intrigue you since you're here, and at the very minimum, stuff that will fuel your speculitis to the absolute maximum. So without further delay, let's get into what Bethesda's been up to. Starting off with returning to a tweet from Pete Hines. So yeah, Uncle Pete kind of played us a little bit, and I'm a little frustrated about it. Remember when we talked about how Bethesda was doing something very different for their E3 substitute, which was absolutely no digital showcase like Ubisoft or EA, and instead we imagined they would be a part of other third-party conferences, like we would see them in the PlayStation reveal, which we did, or maybe we'll see them in the Xbox reveal. That was what we expected going into the summer with Bethesda, but it seemed to be a play on words from Pete. Let's read again. Given the many challenges we're facing due to the pandemic, we will not host a digital showcase in June. We have lots of exciting things to share about our games and look forward to telling you more in the coming months. I feel kind of stupid for not reading between the lines entirely there. In June, something could have happened in July, something could have happened in August, but I took it very literally, and because it was on April Fool's Day, there was a lot of confusion. Bethesda knows what they're doing. I'm sorry, they have to know what they're doing. This could not have been unintentional. Anyway, the stage has been set, so let's talk about why this tweet is relevant, because Bethesda is doing a digital showcase. QuakeCon is back. Let's read the following tweet. This year, we're celebrating QuakeCon at home. Join us for a global online event taking place August 7th through the 8th, including live streams, tournaments, charity fundraising, and a few fun secrets. Stay tuned for more details in the coming weeks. So it's not going to be exactly like we saw with, for example, EA Play, or what we will see with the Ubisoft event, where it's going to be trailers, strictly gameplay, all that good stuff. It seems like Bethesda's making this into a multi-day event where we are going to see, as they mentioned, charity fundraisers. We're going to see, of course, a couple of secrets, but for the most part, this is a community-based event, which is what QuakeCon was. They had like one conference in the middle of QuakeCon when I went, and I think it was 2018, but outside of that, it was just people playing games, business meetings, chatting. Like, it wasn't your typical convention like I had been to, such as PAX, or even to some extent, I guess you could say, E3. Still, Bethesda in the past has made QuakeCon their home for various reveals. That's the first time we saw Skyrim gameplay, and I remember geeking out here actually in this bedroom watching some Skyrim gameplay when it had leaked from QuakeCon. We also saw Doom Eternal for the first time at QuakeCon 2018. So Bethesda does not hesitate to show off big stuff at QuakeCon, and they've sort of made it their home, and they used to connect it between E3 and QuakeCon, where sometimes they'd save some stuff from E3 for QuakeCon so it was more valuable for people to go there. So here's where the speculitis kicks in, because there was a lot of Reddit posts way before Bethesda confirmed any form of a digital QuakeCon. I got two rounded up here for you guys. Let's briefly read them. 13 days ago, by a deleted user, Pete Hines used very specific wording in his No Showcase in June tweet to leave open the possibility for a future showcase. At that time, higher-ups haven't decided yet if they were truly going to put together a digital showcase or not this year. Apparently the plan was to not have one at all, or just drop announcement after announcement with no mention of Starfield until ZeniMax stepped in and put pressure on Bethesda. So this one was accurate, but then they say July 11th in the title. So this one I don't pay much attention to, but the next one, a little more peculiar. So let's read the bullet points for this Reddit post, which was from 1 month ago. Starfield will not be revealed at any point during the Summer Game Fest. Instead, it will be shown during an online event hosted by Bethesda in August. This event is intended to take place of what would have been shown off at QuakeCon this year, and other Bethesda IPs are expected to be shown, but I cannot verify what games at this moment. Starfield's planned to be a Q2 2021 release, but may be pushed back to Q3. It is a next-gen title and will not be on current-gen systems. I'm crossing my fingers on that. It seems the original plan was to make the game cross-gen, but as development went on and it became more ambitious, it was clear current hardware wouldn't cut it. If you want to get technical, Starfield has been in pre-production since 2005, but it was mainly just about the potential sci-fi game they would like to make one day. Real pre-production started in 2012 and the game entered full production in Q3 2016 following the wrapping of Nuka World. At this point, Bethesda Game Studios was split into two teams working on Fallout 76 and Starfield. Since the release of 76, Rockville, Montreal, and Dallas studios have pretty much been all hands on deck for Starfield, while Austin remains mostly fixed towards 76. And I've been told that ES6 is not in full production, and BGS is planning on it releasing anywhere between Q3 2024 to Q4 2025. So you can do with that information what you will. I'm not saying necessarily believe it, but the first two bullet points are really accurate to what's happened, and this was a month ago. And a lot of people booted this guy off the internet because they're like, bull, I don't believe you. But like I said, those first 2 points, very accurate. So obviously when that happens, it brings into question the accuracy of the rest of that post. Will we see Starfield at Bethesda's digital showcase in August? I don't know, because there's a lot of other stuff that Bethesda can show, and I feel like QuakeCon is more of a supplemental show for Bethesda rather than something that they would hold on to very big reveals for, unless it was something surrounding id, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So let's narrow things down a little bit, right? We think maybe Starfield will be there, but what about all the other games for Bethesda? Well, let's talk about IGN's Summer of Gaming, which is currently ongoing, and they had a plan to bring Fallout 76 into the fold by revealing its next roadmap trailer or something along those lines. But then it was mysteriously removed, as we can see here, only to be added back a little bit later on. Now, it was added back on after Bethesda had announced everything coming in the latest patch for Fallout 76, including Season 1 with its pseudo battle pass thingy. I don't know if this means we're going to see like exclusive gameplay or it's just a platform for Bethesda to market Fallout 76 a little bit more, but a lot of people speculated that when it was removed and then we saw the digital showcase for QuakeCon, that maybe Bethesda was holding this whole thing for the IGN Summer of Gaming for QuakeCon. But now that it's ongoing and Bethesda is showing more, and I don't think their next major piece of DLC will be ready or revealed in August, then it's very well possible that 76 doesn't show up at all. But I think it's all too fitting where they're going to squeeze it in no matter what. So do expect 76 to be there in some way, shape, or form, because we did see a roadmap. It is much like the prior roadmaps we've seen where it's 3 phases. More excitingly, Bethesda has screwed their heads on. They have canceled the Commander Keen mobile game, which got downvoted into oblivion and had absolutely zero momentum exiting E3 last year. Let's read. As spotted by Nitomata, the game's webpage now redirects to the Bethesda site homepage. There's no longer any trace of it on social media. The only thing I found was an E3 blog post recapping the announcement. The video embedded in that page has also been made private. The publisher did not announce a release target and has yet to explain the reason behind these changes. It's possible the game has been quietly canceled, but there's also the chance it's being rebooted and will show up again in the future. Hey, fingers crossed that it actually is canceled. I feel like that game just did not make any sense. No one was excited about it. People were in love with Commander Keen many years ago, apparently, but like when it came back in this way, a lot of folks were bummed out. But here, I'll raise your spirits a little bit. There's been speculation that Fallout will be making an appearance on the Switch. And just speculation, by the way. None of this is like fact or anything. It's just driven by surrounding moves. And so some of the community got drummed up in excitement because of this little Photoshop here of Fallout 3 coming onto the Switch. And we can see the edge work as someone who does Photoshop for all their thumbnails. And I'm not particularly amazing with it. Even I could see the fuzz around the sides of the Joy-Cons, that glow. Very much a fake. However, in more official means, we did see the Vault Boy was added into Smash Ultimate today as we make this video. And so some have speculated, is it just honoring Fallout Shelter, as I had said in my original video, or is there more to it? Now that we know there is a Bethesda digital reveal event upcoming, does this mean that synchronizing with this Smash reveal that we will see more Fallout on the Switch? It'll make sense down the line. Well, I cross my fingers on that. You guys know me. Best case scenario, 3 in New Vegas in one package on the Switch. I think a lot of us would lose our minds. It would be such a fun time to have a Fallout renaissance. I think Bethesda needs to just grow up and understand, like, this isn't going to kill 76. 76 did its damage to itself. The Fallout brand is still valuable. There is still a way to re-release these games and bring love to Fallout. If anything, I think more people would try 76 after going back to 3 in New Vegas because they get that Fallout hunger. I get it all the time. One thing that I think for sure we will see at QuakeCon is the Doom DLC for their first campaign expansion coming to Eternal. We already saw some screenshots back in May, some sneak peek screenshots at that for the campaign DLC, and it looks beautiful. And I could get down with some more Doom Eternal. That game was a masterpiece. So good. But QuakeCon is the home for anything id reveal wise. Like, we will absolutely see them there in some way, shape, or form. I don't know if this DLC comes out first or if they hold on to it until August, because when you think about it, the game came out in March. Do they want to rush it out and get it out beforehand and then market it more at QuakeCon? It's tough to really say. And we do know for sure that Ghostwire Tokyo is coming in 2021, but Deathloop is dropping this fall. So that is absolutely guaranteed. Deathloop will be there at this QuakeCon reveal thing. It's gotta be, because it makes the most sense. They need to continue to market it. It's gonna be one of their holiday titles. We don't know if it'll be their only holiday title, but there's a lot up in the air here. It seems like this was very much slapped together. The biggest question mark is Starfield. That's the one that everyone's looking forward to. That's no disrespect to these other games. I'm hyped to the high heavens for Deathloop, and I cannot wait to get my hands on that game. But I know a lot of us, myself included, are very curious about Starfield, because we all know, I bring this up all the time, Todd Howard has always said he wants the time limit between his announcement and his release to be as short as humanly possible. And like this year, that would be really cool if they actually did that. Like, announce it in August, hey, it's coming out in November. I doubt it though. I really do feel like Bethesda has identified that 76 didn't do enough for them, and that they do need to take their time with Starfield, if anything, just for good PR, right? Like, this has to be something that's good, because I'm sure 76 has made them a lot of money. I'm sure they're fine financially, but in all actuality, Bethesda Game Studios' reputation went down with this, and there has to be a degree of humility there. But that's just speculation. A lot of speculation in this video, but Bethesda is making some big moves. They're all over the place, and we'll hopefully learn more in August as the weeks approach. But what do you think about Bethesda coming back with a digital event? What do you expect to see? Let me know in the comments down below. Other than that, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram. Those links are in the description down below. Big thank you to all the patrons. Plenty of new ones rolling in. Appreciate all of you supporting what we do here, and I'll talk with you soon. Stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.